This is my co-host Lester, and I am Hayden B. Whitcraft, the host. Today we are going to be interviewing Nanako. Are you from a different region? And if you are, what is the area?
I am from here now, but when I was growing up, we moved around a lot.
What is your hobby, if you have one?
I love to read, and I like to do needlecraft, and I like to take care for some of the children and the elderly.
What is your favorite thing to do with your friends?
I enjoy being with them and reading and playing games and some computer things. Enjoy talking and just being with them.
Very nice.
What is your favorite animal?
I love animals, dogs, cats, anything except snakes.
What did you like to do when you were younger?
At that time, we didn't have computers,
Yeah.
so we did whatever we could to play games and just being
Very active.
active.
Were you good in school?
Yes,
Did you play sports?
yes,
Did you have a pet?
yes.
I have no more further questions, so that ends our interview. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Don New.
When did you get into Washington?
I came to Washington in 1982. I was in the military, and I came from Germany to Washington on assignment to Fort Lewis. I was in the Army. I was actually in the Army. I was on my final assignment before retirement, I thought.
And so what was your first car when you were younger?
My first car was a 1950 Ford. My dad gave that to me, and then he and I fixed that up and made what you guys would call a hot rod out of it. Like chopped the top, lowered it, put tuck and roll interior in it and everything. It was my dad and I worked it. It was a fun project for us. Well, when I was younger, we did not have technology like you have now. So, and I was raised on a very rural ranch. So the games that we played were games we made up. So, and you've always played with your brothers and sisters because that was pretty much everybody around you. I lived very rural. And then in the evenings, one of my fun things to do was help my dad grill and cook and barbecue. That was some of the things that I did.
Do you think it's good that kids nowadays, they don't get jobs until they're teenagers?
Well, I think all children should grow up with levels of responsibility and have jobs around their home and that kind of thing. And as they get older, then yes, then they can go out and work.
What job did you have for your first job?
My first job, I worked on the ranch with my dad. I worked around the ranch and did odd jobs like that my dad thought I could do. I grew up in the San Joaquin Valley in Central California. That area is a big producer of fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And we had a big orchards ranch, so we had about 200 acres. We always had things that we could do. I would always, if I wanted to cool off, I'd just go down and jump into the ditch and get in the water and have a good time. We always had a swimming hole and that kind of thing. It was very family oriented. We did a lot of family things. So I really liked it. It was a good place to grow up. But I knew from an early age I did not want to be what I called a dirt farmer. I didn't want to spend my life on the ranch.
How do you like that kids nowadays are just in course with electronics?
I think it's great. I think they need to grow up because we're moving to the position where everybody will soon have a handheld device, and that will be your everything. That will be your phone, that will be your communications device, that will be everything in your life, and that's where we're moving. And so I think it's very necessary for kids to learn technology because that's going to be a way of life. I mean, that's it. That's where we're going. And we might as well get on that bandwagon. But I've seen everything when it comes to technology, from the brick phone to the smartphone, flip phone in between. You know, I was here when there was no computers. I set up some of the first computers. We used to have computers that had 12-inch discs, and we had to deal with those. Technology, I have seen so much of it, it's unreal, and it continues to evolve to this day. And no one person can know everything. It just continues to evolve.
So thank you for helping us with our interviews and volunteering.
No problem. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. My favorite thing was playing games.
What is your favorite animal?
Oh, I've always liked dogs. I didn't have any pets growing up, but my children always had a dog.
How many children do you have?
6. I have 6 children.
Any grandkids or?
Oh yes, I have 9 grandchildren, and then I have 5 great-grandchildren.
Who was president when you were 10 years old?
Who was president? Oh my goodness, you know, my mind is going, but when I was in high school, no, junior high, it was Roosevelt. I remember him. Well, actually, I was trained to be a certified dietitian's assistant.
What is your favorite sport?
Oh, my favorite sport. Well, as I liked baseball when I was younger, but as I got older, I liked bowling.
My favorite food? I must tell you, I don't have a favorite food. I come from Germany and I had to eat everything. So really, I don't have a favorite food. I eat everything.
Do you have a favorite color?
Oh, favorite color, my favorite color is gray.
What are your current hobbies, if you have any?
I do knitting, I do tarting, I do exercises, I do most everything I can. I cannot do it, I don't do it. I came from Germany about in 59. I married a soldier and I have 2 children, a girl and a boy. And we moved to Miami, and from here I came up to my daughter to live with her. Then my husband passed away and she would not leave me by myself, so I came up here. And I like it up here. It reminds me so much of Germany.
What games did you play as a kid?
As a kid, I'll be honest with you, honey, I don't had no time to do play, have a hobby. Then after I was about 9 years old, the war broke out.
So, how has that changed you?
After I came here to marry my husband, it changed me a lot. But still, I have a lot of memory. I would not forget it. I mean, I had not a very nice a teenager, what you say. I don't have that. Like you have when you come or can play on something. We was always busy.
Did you enjoy the peace after the war? After the Russians came and everything?
No, there wasn't. We had to be afraid. The Russians took everything from us. Everything. Stole everything. After the war, we were there quite a long time. Then I remember they built the wall. The wall. Did you hear about the wall? So that was, after that was gone, then Germany came one peace again. And that changed it a lot for the people who was living there. I was here, but I had a sister who lives in there. So it was different. I mean, it was not the same. It was not the same town where I was living and where I was born. It changed a lot. It's not the same way I went there. I was very shocked that I didn't find where I wanted to go. So that changed a lot.
So, are you happy now?
Yeah, I am. I live with my daughter. I have I got 5 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. I am very happy, yes.
That's great.
Alright. Did you have any pets when you were a kid?
Yes. Did I have pets when I was a kid? Yes. I had cats. Outdoor cats.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is white.
What games did you play when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, we played a lot of hide and seek, and we played with animals outside. We did not have we lived kind of off of a farm, so we didn't really have a lot of pleasure. We had no TV at that time, no radio, no telephone, no cars, and that was our life.
What is your name?
My name's Hermine.
Do you think people do the same thing today than what they did when you were a kid?
Do people do the
Do
same
people
stuff?
do the same thing? And when I was a kid, what the kids do today, the answer is not much. Because we had no computers and all this good stuff to work with.
What do you like to do?
What I like to do? Well, I'm getting too old, but what I like to do, I used to like to dance, play games, play cards.
I like to dance too.
How old are you?
How old am I? I will be 85 next month.
Did you have any pets when you grown up?
Well, I thought we already answered that. I have
We
pets,
sure did.
yes.
Oopsies.
When I was 7, we didn't have a president. I lived in Germany.
Oh. Okay.
We had the terrible man named Hitler.
What was that like to live in?
That was not very easy living. What that was like is if you said the wrong thing, you ended up in a concentration camp.
So
that
if you
was
wa-
like a jail forever.
Have you ever done sports?
Yes, we did sports in school. We did the jumps, running. We didn't have cheerleaders at our time. There was no such pleasure.
Yeah.
What was your favorite movie when you were a kid?
Something, I can't remember the name of it, but it was all about ice skating, and it was a beautiful movie.
Do you have
With
kids?
Sonia Henney was the big lady then in the ice capades. Do I have children? No.
Do you have grandchildren?
I
Well.
have, no.
You
I have,
need children.
I have nieces, lots of nieces and nephews. And some of them are here, some of them still in Germany.
What was your funniest moment in your life?
The funniest moment in my life. I really don't know. There was this many things.
What makes you laugh? How about that question?
Well, what makes me laugh? Somebody doing something stupid makes me laugh.
If you could live anywhere, where would you live?
If I could live anywhere, where would I live? I would like to live anywhere in this country, in the USA.
What is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport is baseball, football. They're about even.
What is your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, I like German shepherds and horses. I think horses are beautiful.
What's your favorite board game?
Board game we play, cribbage.
Where are you from?
I live in Lacey.
When you were a child, what was your favorite hobby?
Oh my goodness, I used to whittle things, and I was able to make a wooden chain out of a piece of wood where the chain interlinked, and that was quite a trick.
What kind of music do you play?
All kinds. I play pianos and guitars and fiddles. And I have a lot of instruments.
What major event happened when you were a kid?
I got to go to the fairgrounds at the county fair in Neillsville, Wisconsin, and play music in the grandstand. And I got $4 in quarters. I had 16 quarters, and I thought I was rich.
Did or do you have any pets?
Oh yes, we had a little white cat when I was a boy, and it found a warm place outside because we didn't have any pets in our house. I was born in Iowa and partly raised in Iowa and Wisconsin, and I helped my dad build our log house in 1934, and that was fun, and especially getting up on the top and putting the shingles on, and that was amazing. Well, I worked at a number of things. I worked in an aircraft machine shop in 1942, and then I worked in a milk factory where they canned milk, and then I worked in a bowling alley and set pins, and I worked in a dry cleaning shop, and I learned how to take evening gowns and wash them in a washing machine for 4 minutes with Dreft, and do lots of stuff, make a living.
What was your favorite movie that you've watched?
Oh, Hello, Frisco, Hello, and it had Alice Faye, and it was the first movie that I ever went to, and it really was something. Wow.
What is your favorite color?
Well, how about blue?
Mine too. Well, that is all the questions I have. Thank you for volunteering to help me with this.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Do you read any books or?
I sure do. In fact, I have a son that has written 2 books.
What is your favorite book?
Oh, Embraced by the Light by Betty Eady.
Did you watch cartoons when they first came out?
Oh, television wasn't invented when I was a little boy. They just had radios, and they had the funny papers. And when I went to the first grade in school in 1932, that school is still there in Wisconsin, and I played on the piano, and somebody made some smart remarks, so I thought, school is not for me, so I walked home across the bridge, and then they coaxed me back, and I continued until the 12th grade. They had, it was Birdland Echo, it was a country school, and in Wisconsin, and we had all 8 grades. So we had the benefit of learning from the first grade all the things all the way up to the top, and this is really good because we was able to absorb that without consciously knowing it. We could pick up on a lot of information, so we had the jump on it.
Did you listen to the John F. Kennedy and the I forgot what was his name, Richard Nixon, I think it was, the John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon debate?
Yes, but that was a long time, way later in my life.
Yeah, I think it was the first presidential debate to be on television.
Oh, that it was sure a good thing. What we need is glasnost, openness.
Did you travel any places, for vacation with your family?
Oh, yes, we went from Iowa to Wisconsin, and then later I traveled across to almost all the states and process of living and working, and it was really great.
Thank you for volunteering to be interviewee for us, and I think what you told us was very interesting.
Thank you.
You're welcome.